This is Nico Steves here. There are two offerings this week. Part one is to reflect on the 12 days of Christmas just one more time, and then an Alpine monument to Mary. But first, a little something from The Very Fine Light. For me, one of the joys of a road trip is getting lost in an audiobook reading of a favorite novel or biography. Somehow the drive time evaporates the deeper you get in the story as you travel. And I must say, for me, somehow the world, as it passes by the car window, somehow has a richer vibe. How many of you are audiobook listeners? What are your favorite audiobooks? What are you listening to these days? Let me know in the comments section of this episode's podcast page at nicosteves.com. And the audiobook version of The Very Fine Light is ready for those road trips. Just go to Amazon, Audible, or Apple Books to find it. The 12 days of Christmas are behind us, and as you know, I'm a big proponent for taking the additional weeks beyond Christmas Day to take time and continue bringing the light of Christ into your home. And from what I'm seeing now that we're a couple weeks in January, people are like back to normal, back to the dull old normal things. But think about having an entire season from before Christmas, the 60 days of the Nativity fast before Christmas, or the 40 days of Advent. Then you can take the time to really open your heart and prepare and hopefully attract your families and friends to take the opportunity for enriching your lives by participating in taking control of your lives to maximize your time while on earth. Church services abound during that season. Songs of the joys of life bring a sense of beauty into our lives in those times. Because to passively allow the daily grind to become center stage in our holiday lives, with the continual news of the day shaping what's what, and thrown in the seasonal commercials that constantly suggest what you should buy for Christmas, it not only takes away the dignity of the birth of Christ, but also tramples on any shred of respectability for you in terms of the holiday. I love the comical movies that parody what families have to go through during the holidays. Their overemphasis for the sake of entertainment of what has to go on. At the same time, the movies reflect what each of us deals with during those days after Thanksgiving and to Santa's big day. Now, why would you submerge yourself in those realities without putting more time into making up for it for a better post-Christmas? You've got the 40 days of Advent before Christmas. Then you can celebrate Christmas, and then those 12 days after, the 12 days of Christmas songs, bringing the reality to life that there actually exists 12 days of Christmas. Spiritual enrichment by commemorating other saints and activities leading up to Epiphany are brought to you by the churches. Some of you are halfway there for celebrating the 12 days after Christmas, continuing on up through New Year's Day. So good for you. It's a great start. So when this year draws to an end, consider going out of your way to celebrate the 12 days of Christmas. Go wild, visit family, friends, do new activities for the 12 days. I guarantee you won't regret enjoying the 12 days. You'll be bringing your thanks for the birth of Christ, for coming into the world to help humanity overcome death and bring us new life. That's what Christmas is all about. May God bless you all. Now, here are the 12 saints from the Western Church that made up this past year, 2025's 12 Days of Christmas. Here they are in order. The 25th, the Nativity of the Lord. The 26th, or the second day of Christmas, the Feast of St. Stephen. The 27th, or the third day of Christmas, St. John the Evangelist. The 28th, or the fourth day of Christmas, the Holy Innocents. The 29th, or the fifth day of Christmas, St. Thomas Becket. Tuesday the 30th is the sixth day of Christmas, St. Sylvester. 31st, which was Wednesday, the Holy Family, Mary, Joseph, and Jesus. New Year's Day, the eighth day of Christmas, the Solemnity of Mary, the Mother of God. The 9th day of Christmas, St. Basil and St. Gregory. The 10th day, the Most Holy Name of Jesus. Sunday, St. Elizabeth Ann Seton. And finally, January 5th, the 12th day of Christmas, St. John Newman. And then on the 6th, of course, Epiphany. So there you had all the days to celebrate the 12 days of Christmas 2025. Happy New Year once again. And now from William Walsh's book, An Alpine Monument to Mary. On the very top of the eternally snow-covered Ricamagnolo, a peak of the Alps, has been raised a colossal bronze statue of the Blessed Virgin, the Madonna of the Snow. Soldiers carried the heavy pieces up the rugged mountainsides. It cost, way back when, 150,000 lira, raised by the children of Italy, the king and queen, her brother the Duke of Genoa, and her stepbrother the Duke of Albrizzi, contributing. The mountain peak is called the Sentinel of Italy and stands above the town of Susa, presenting a view of the river Dora in the valley below, the hills about Turin, Mount Cenis, and the confines of France, way off to the left. The Latin inscription is by Pope Leo XIII, literally translated, Spirit Mother of God, purer than the snow, Mary, turn thy benevolent look to thy Susa, protect the Italian frontier, celestial patron. The Very Fine Light is available on Amazon.com. Please feel free to contact me at nicosteves.com. That's Nikos Steves, Steves.com. If you like this episode, and for more, share them with friends, and consider William J. Walsh's book, Heaven's Bright Queen, Apparitions and Shrines of Heaven's Bright Queen. Well, this is Nico Steves. Thank you. See you next time.